Hello, you wonderful people! We're starting a new series while we're taking a hiatus on some comic books. We're going to talk about some really interesting things. This new series is called The Cool, The Weird, and The Obscured, where we look into, basically IPs and, weird products or basically interesting products that people didn't know that these companies had collabed with. Well, I got a few for Godzilla. Let me tell you about Godzilla. I am a reader. I'm a lover of Godzilla. And let me tell you, there are a few things that we need to talk about that people probably didn't know and you probably need to get into. It's not just comics. There's some other things. But I'm telling you right now, I am the god of Godzilla! If you guys been living under a rock and don't know who Godzilla is, basically he's a kaiju that was done by nuclear warfare, where it mutated into a giant reptilian lizard that destroyed Japan. It is supposed to be a representation of nuclear fallout and warfare caused by man-made destruction. While Godzilla has philosophical meanings throughout the years through pollution as well as basically despair, there are fun moments and funny moments, or things you probably didn't know during the production of Godzilla. Cool, the weird, and the obscured. Things you probably didn't know about Godzilla. This collaboration with Godzilla x Digimon, it was for the 70th anniversary for Godzilla, and it was supposed to star two basically Digimons, a recreation of Agumon, as well as Godzilla getting a Digivolve of form of their characters. On Digimon's Twitter account, now X, they announced that the collaboration on November 3rd was posted to tease a movie monster would appear in some form of digital monster colored digital pet toy. So imagine having the palm of your hand of a Digimon toy with Godzilla in it. Along with this collaboration with Bandai, they're also doing a trading card game for Godzilla. Imagine that! You're gonna pull out a goddamn Magura and then a goddamn Ghidorah in your hand. So, Bandai, you're doing the most out of everyone this year. Bandai official trading card game is gonna go hard. And it's gonna be releasing on 2025. Now, Godzilla's no stranger to comic book appearance, and one of these was the biggest collaboration, Justice League, Godzilla, and King Kong all in one spot. And this was to promote Legendary's Godzilla IP and King Kong's IP for the new movie, The New Empire. And the comic book is just basically if the Justice League were to go against kaijus and fought Godzilla and King Kong in this scenario. Right now on Amazon, you can actually pick it up for $26 on a hardcover, so it lasts a very long time. But what I could say is that this is a really good collaboration between Legendary Comics, as well as King Kong and Godzilla, and you get to see all the action, all the kaijus they fight. And does the Justice League win or lose? Well, you gotta have to read and find out. So, Japan and McDonald's go like this. And we already know they are the best version of McDonald's, and we wish we can get over here in the West, but there is no way that's ever going to happen. But Godzilla actually appeared for this commercial, and it's actually about 3 different commercials of Godzilla tearing up the city and trying to get a Big Mac. One thing I could say is that actually came with exclusive toys. So you know how we have that little collaboration for adult meals? They did the same thing in Japan, but made kaiju versions of these characters. Now, I don't know if they're still available, but you could probably find them on eBay somewhere. But this collaboration goes hard, especially since they do the original Man in the Suit Godzilla. Not CGI Godzilla, Man in the Suit Godzilla. This ad is actually called McDonald's vs. Godzilla, and the citizens of Tokyo are preparing to return of Godzilla. Per Sora News, they address Godzilla's apparent hunger with one of the specialists on the TV observing. He's a living organism, so that means he can get hungry. Another added a regular burger isn't going to cut it. It's up to the employees of McDonald's to save the day, with workers in uniform seen standing fearless in the crowd of people, running away confidently. Hello and thank you for coming. A picnic schoolgirl then helped guide the kaiju's creatures in the right direction, shouting, "Over here, Godzilla! The Godzilla burger's over here!" Of course, it was supposed to promote new offering from McDonald's Japan's. The company introduced Godzilla's burgers, containing adding meat to make them much more filling. The option of 3 new sandwiches included the delicious spicy, thick cut, and rough chopped potato, and beef with potato patties topped with spicy mayo and cheddar cheese, the smoky pepper chicken, boasting a fried chicken with a cutlet and a bacon, cheese, onion, smoky mustard, and cheese double teriyaki, a sandwich with 2 pork patties covered in teriyaki sauce and topped with cheese and lettuce. For an added effect, the bun and texture in a way reminiscent of Godzilla's scales. And because of this collaboration, it was also helping with Godzilla -1 tickets, as well as the Godzilla King Kong, the New Empire. There was a lot of collaborations going on during this time. I'm telling you, McDonald's, you should be bringing us some, Godzilla scales, man. We would love to eat some Godzilla. Want that in my mouth right now. Goddamn, I swear, McDonald's, you better take notes from the Japanese McDonald's, because over there in Japan, they get the best shit, and all we get is a sauce. A fucking sauce. Not toys, fucking sauce. We're no stranger to basically hip-hop stars being part of any type of Godzilla media, and one of them being basically in jail right now. Puff Daddy, Sean Combs, featuring Jimmy Page, Come With Me. It was an official music video to promote the 1999 Godzilla movie that was horribly flopped in the US, but gained a cult classic and got his ass beat in basically Final Wars. So that's something that you guys can look up to. Now, I don't know how I feel about this, but a lot of people in the comment section are saying that this song did not age well. The movie flopped so bad that they had to rename this Godzilla to Zilla to differentiate both Godzillas, only to basically make Godzilla 2000 to bring Toho back to their glory days, because this movie was bad. But in my opinion, I enjoyed it as a kid, but had nothing to do with Godzilla. Just saying. I think Zilla's at those Diddy parties. I'm just saying. Well, I think he's been having too much of that fish oil. I'm just saying. Now this is where we get a little obscured here. Back in 2007, there was a Godzilla tricycle. Yes, Godzilla on a goddamn tricycle. So this basically was collaborated in 2007. This wind-up tricycle features a movable glow-in-the-dark Godzilla, featured the stand about 4 inches tall behind Godzilla, is a bell that rings as wound-up figure rolls. This is based upon the vintage series of tricycles and comes in a box with a great artwork reminiscing of those of the original series. I'm not gonna lie, if you get basically one off the market, it's probably gonna cost you $30-40, but the official one is about $159 just to get a goddamn Godzilla on a goddamn tricycle and a just for displays. You gotta be crazy to buy that. One of the things that's really interesting about Godzilla is that we're going back to comics, but actually the official IDW for Godzilla did a crossover with the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and there's 2 parts currently. Last year and this year, IDW as well as Boom Studios did a crossover with the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and Godzilla IPs, and created one of the most interesting and really cool series, where in part 1, Rita Repulsa goes further in the future, where Ancient Grove is now a desolate land, and that Rita Repulsa is now trying to take over this land while working with the aliens trying to take the resources of this land. And then on top of that, the Power Rangers go in the future and fight the Megazord with Godzilla, and then they teamed up to take down the bad guys. But in part 2, when Rita Repulsa was put into basically what would look like a Phantom Zone, she breaks free working with another villain from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers series and takes down basically the Power Rangers of every universe and use it as an energy source to control the other kaijus, as in Godzilla's Gallery Rogue. Well, the other Power Rangers had a similar plan, working with Mothra's twins as to make basically what would be the power coins of kaiju versions of Godzilla's best friends. So we have Godzilla and Kaiju Megazords. One of the best collaborations that ever happened this year. So if you guys don't know what creepypastas are, I used to be known as Dr. Creepypasta. Back in the day in 2010, I would actually read creepypastas, which one of them actually being Godzilla Monsters of Monsters creepypasta. And it basically is not a collaboration, but a very popular series for the Godzilla community. For those who do not know, back in the old days, we had the NES, a cartridge. You put it in the slot and it plays the game. So Monsters of Monsters is basically a side-scroller strategy game that you basically have Godzilla and Mothra to fight all Godzilla's villains on a chessboard, and you basically go fight them in a separate match. So in this story, the synopsis is very simple. A random man finds basically a very obscured cartridge of a video game and then plops it in, and then crazy things ever happens. But the thing that just differs from a lot of these video game haunted cartridges is that there's a really deep story behind it. Except for basically playing the game and you die. In this one, where basically his ex-girlfriend that passed away from a terrible accident is trapped inside the game, and it's up to him to go against a enemy known as Red, one of the most horrifying characters ever. And the cool thing that goes along with this are screenshot images that are custom made for this creepypasta that are all pixelated. So basically, he specializes in pixel art, and so when he makes this, it makes it feel like it could be part of the game with really, really good detailed pixel 8-bit art in here. But you gotta read the end. If he was able to basically save the love of his life to be free from torment of Red, or does he basically succumb to like every other creepypasta at the very end? With this collaboration with Call of Duty Warzone 3, there was a collaboration between Godzilla, King Kong, and Call of Duty. And the thing about this is, it was one of the most overhyped collaborations that people actually had a lot of headcanon for. People actually believed that King Kong and Godzilla was supposed to fight in the middle of the war zone, but never happened, and it became this overhyped situation where people just then consider this the worst season of the Call of Duty. But it's still a great collaboration because you got to see two IPs in the middle of the map just roaring to each other, while you guys basically get exclusive items and basically, you know, perks during this collaboration. Like, people truly believe that if you land on the top of the head of Godzilla or King Kong, you activate the fight of basically these two characters. And people did try this multiple times, but this kind of reminds me back in the day when you had to do like the little glitch to get the old lady out of the house in Modern Warfare 2, and you have to shoot the wall and it would activate. It never happened, but it came into the remake. But I'm just saying, this is one of the most hilarious things that you get to see these people try and fail over some speculation headcanon that they came up with. Okay, in this collaboration, if you guys haven't seen Neon Genesis Evangelion, the best anime in the world, basically there was a crossover with them, basically making a model kit based off the EVA 001 robotic suit. And that in this collaboration, you have Godzilla in this awesome model kit that you guys were able to buy back in the day. If I were to visit the site currently, we would actually see a price tag on this. And I think that it would cost a lot of money if I were to actually look it up right now. So on License Global, this is what it says. Oshima's has unveiled a crossover creation combining the anime series Evangelion with the Godzilla franchise. This creation kicks off the new Godzilla vs. Evangelion line, combining two franchises, one figure, the Godzilla vs. Evangelion Mechagodzilla, Type 3 Kiryu EVA Unit 01 color version. From the Oshimiya comes a new collaboration combining Godzilla and Evangelion as they have never been seen before. The company told Bleeding Cool one of the first in its new line of pre-painted snap color model kits is a Mechagodzilla Type 3 Kiryu EVA Unit 01. This kit combines the machine body of Mechagodzilla from the 2002 movie Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla and the mainly purple EVA Unit 01 coloring. The model kit for Oshima is priced at a whopping $164.99, and it is scheduled for June release, and it's already came out, so I need to get that shit. If you want to spend hundreds of dollars to basically go to a park, then on Aoi Island there is the Godzilla amusement park, where basically you get to learn everything Godzilla, and at the very end, you get to ride through zipline through Godzilla's mouth, specifically Shin Godzilla. And there's actually exclusive footage that is not used in the Shin Godzilla movie, but in its own separate story. So you guys basically get a ziplining, toys, figures, everything, including merch. And you get to actually see the movie as you walk through. This is one of the coolest things you guys can ever experience. And if you guys haven't been ziplining, I think today is now the day to go ziplining through Godzilla's mouth. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it, but you know my Cash App. You can hit me up. Make plans out there. So in this collaboration between Transformers and Godzilla, there was a Megatron variant of basically where he is able to turn into Godzilla. And this is one of the collaborations, and you can actually buy it for a good price of $64 on basically Entertainment Earth. The description reads, Transformers X Godzilla, Synergex Leader Class Megatron action figure. The leader of the Decepticons, now powered up by Godzilla, celebrate two of the greatest with this crossover toy. Clear effects parts included to simulate Godzilla's blue breath, and amazing toy converts from robot to kaiju and back again, ages 15 and up. $64 for that goddamn toy, and I want it so badly. And I gotta say, this is actually pretty cool to have a Megatron version of Godzilla. It fits him perfectly. With ramen being highly available to everyone in the supermarket, there was actually a crossover for a plush toy with Nissan Ramen and Godzilla. So you're able to basically get a plush version and basically chopsticks and basically a plushie ramen where Godzilla hides, and you're able to basically collect this plushie for a whopping, I believe, I hope about $30, but I guarantee this collaboration is one of the coolest things I ever seen. And I want to say right now, I think that if I were to get something, I would actually get it. Holy shit, it's $40. So basically, the lid can actually open, close. You could put your ramen, your Godzilla in there, or you can just cuddle Godzilla all together. But I think Nissan actually really nailed a very cute version of Godzilla in here. More for the young kids and, people that really love plushies. 5 years ago, before the 70th anniversary, on the 65th anniversary, there was basically a Godzilla Mothra crossover for tissues. Yes, you can actually get a tissue holder for your Godzilla and Mothra that you can actually take one out of Mothra's mouth and one straight from Godzilla's bum. Here on the page of Kaiju Battle, it states right here, Bandai is releasing Godzilla Mothra tissue and paper holders. These are plus-style items made by Sunstar. Godzilla holds tissue while Mothra rolls paper. Toilet paper or rolled tissue, the tissue paper, sits inside them. From Godzilla, it pulls from the dorsal fins, but Mothra's case, it pulls from her mouth, giving the appearance that she is shooting silk webs, which is actually pretty cool. Godzilla is 27 centimeters wide and 56 centimeters long and 20 centimeters tall. Mothra is 16 centimeters wide, 30 centimeters long, 25 centimeters tall. Update, they can also order from Godzilla store right now. Now, everyone knows the crocodile game where basically a kid sticks their finger and press down on the teeth, and basically if you basically get the certain teeth, it bites and you lose. Well, this one was a crossover with Godzilla where basically Godzilla's mouth is wide open and the kids have to stick their finger to pull down Godzilla's teeth, and it basically, if you fall on the wrong one, Godzilla takes your finger for basically lunch. Right now, the price is about would be $20, and I say that basically this is a steal. If you want to get this for Christmas today for your kids, I say go for it and have your kids bitten off by Godzilla's mouth. This is one of the craziest obscured items that you can actually find. There is an electric guitar of Godzilla from Shin Godzilla that is actually playable. Well, basically, this is what the mod type is. Basically, it's a body of an antler, the neck is hard maple, 3P, the grip shape is a thin U, the fingerboard is ebony, The radius is 305R. The scale is 648 millimeters. The nut of 42 R2s. The fret is a Jescar FW55090-NS 24 fret and leg Godzilla with purple LED. The joint is a bolt-on. Tuner is Goto SG 360-04 NGT. The bridge is a Floyd Rose. The pickups is a EMG85. The parts is color black. The control master volume, LED on and off switch. The price goes for $5,550,000 of yen. That's a lot of money! You would spend your life savings for that goddamn guitar, I'm telling you. If you guys want to pick it up, I say go for it. I actually know a content creator that would actually really love to pick up that guitar, and he's a big Godzilla fan, and I hope he sees this video on the YouTube. Love this video, please like, comment, share, and press that notification bell today, and please give us a follow. We really need those subscriber counts up so we are able to basically monetize our program stuff. So, if you want to basically see more content, please go check out our comic book readings, which will be on a daily basis of hopefully every Friday. I know this Friday you guys got basically collaborations, weird, obscured, and cool stuff. And that's going to be done for a while when we don't have any comic books to read currently. I actually have them right here. Where it's going to actually take a while for me to actually make those videos. But if you guys don't know, we actually have another video coming out, which is actually from a obscured video game console that was never released in the West. It actually had exclusive games. And here's the thing, it has Dragon Ball in it. And also for this video, thank you basically for taking your time and watching this. I really appreciate it, and I do hope that we see you next time!